Hey folks, Deadly here. This is my Resurrection tier list part 1. We're looking at the mind attribute today. Now, I just started a YouTube channel like 2 or 3 days ago. If you like this content, that's awesome. My dream would be to have even just a couple people to share the BBS journey with. I like making little tier lists for myself anyways, so I thought, why not film some of this stuff as I'm talking about it? And if I even just get a couple of you out there, it's so worth it. So let's dive in. This is a tier list that'll run concurrently with the mid-month tier list. Finally, I'll do an overall tier list too. I'm avoiding the most OP meta characters that you guys are probably the most interested in. But I like sometimes the forgotten characters that have value but get outclassed just a bit and therefore aren't talked about nearly as much. Today we're going to talk about resurrections. As I mentioned, it's going to be not who is the best resurrection, as in who gets the best upgrade, or who has the best link, for example. It'll be based on the usability of the resurrected characters themselves. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about them. In addition, we're going to do some showcases, especially if they have idiosyncrasies I believe are worth discussing and looking into. And that's about it. We'll have each attribute a separate video, and then finally I'll do the master tier list, including all attributes for everything. This will be PvE focused, so at the end of the video I'll talk about the NAD characters that got upgrades, but most of the time here we're going to be talking about SP characters. So let's jump in, and before we even talk about an individual character, let me contextualize how they fit into the current meta, or at least how far they are from it. There are certain skills and intangibles that these characters are just lacking. For example, double status ailments. It's a small thing, but guard break. That is not a huge deal because there are characters without guard, but on characters with guard, it does mean they're losing a bit of damage, about 13% of damage, if all hits need to go off. Now, in most cases, they're going to kill those characters without having to use all the hits on their strong attack, but that lack of guard break could prevent them from, if they're on the, sort of the edge, for example, of getting 2 waves with a strong attack as opposed to 1. So it does make a little difference. There are some characters like this Banken and like this Tosh where it makes less of a difference because they have a Rankar killer. You're probably going to use them most against the Rankar mobs, and melee or Rankar characters don't have guard. Still, it's something to keep in mind. Also, outside of this Tosh, they lack things like increased status ailment, spiritual pressure damage, or increased status ailment chance. And they don't have nullify melee resistance, so no sharpshooter marauder, no pot skills, no droplet skills, so they're not farmers. They're not nukers, right? We're not going to see like bombardment with weakened defense. They don't have increased damage in guild quest or co-op, so they don't have a lot of the bells and whistles we see today. And yet, I'm going to argue some of them are still pretty sick. All right, we're going to start this whole discussion. And by the way, even without that, they can fit into the meta. It's about dupes, and I think I should talk about that briefly. The way I see resurrected characters is almost like they're for the veteran players like myself. We're likely to have dupes into these characters, and as you'll see, the calculation, once you take into account dupes, gets pretty favorable in certain contexts. The other thing is it's a great link, and that even beginners can benefit from. If you buy the packs or you get them from tickets, you can get one of the best links in the game, or all the best links in the game. We have a lot of them in the mind attribute, as we'll see. So that is something to take into consideration as well. These characters are valuable just as links, and links are some of the most important buffs you can get to any character in the game. But for you veteran players like myself that have a lot of these characters 5/5, they're also kind of fun to toy with. Okay, let's jump into Toshra. I'm going to start with him. He is the best. In fact, he will be, I think, the best resurrected character, most powerful across the entire tier list. And I still think he's underestimated just a tad. Let's talk about how far this guy is from the meta himself, okay? By the way, you'll notice, too, I don't have, T20 on this guy, or the other guys don't even have link slots. It won't be about trying to maximize damage with these characters when I showcase them. It's just going to be to showcase the strong attacks. In general, we're going to talk about them just in terms of the damage stats. So we know what those stats are, so we know how they are relative to one another. So this guy here, with his upgrade of full stamina damage, 20% strong attack damage at full stamina, he has a 40% Berserker built in, with Freeze and Weaken for status ailments. Weakens on his second. He has Havoc, that's amazing. It's a double lunge kit, as you'll see, but he has the best third strong attack in the game. What separates him, even though he only has Frenzy 1 Berserker 40, is the fact that he has a status ailment spiritual pressure boost of 50%. He doesn't have an increased chance to inflict status ailments, but as you'll see, as long as you can kill 2 waves of enemies, he already has a very high chance of activating it. So yes, it's not the most ideal, but he'll still be able to maximize damage in certain contexts, and that's what I care about. I care about damage potential in most cases. Poise is nice, it's just a throwaway. As you'll see, it's easy to go through these characters pretty quick. Now we're gonna run a map with him just to see how fast he procs that status ailment, but just as baseline calcs, actually let's do that as we're talking, just so there's something to do. This Tosh has Berserker 40, Frenzy 1, right? Which means, I'll take him into just IZ so that they all have something to do. That's the same. Which means he is doing the damage of at max Transcendence, he's damaging, okay, so he does, let me think of it this way. He does 50% less damage than a character with Frenzy 2 Berserker 40. Which means at max Transcendence, which gives you about 58% bonus damage, he will outdamage a 1 of 5 new character with Frenzy 2 Berserker 40. Oh, wow, because all my links are spread around. I can't even link him. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, wow, my loaded links. I guess they're in teams because I'm about to showcase them. Tensa was okay. This is not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry, guys. I'll put the Okiora link on. It's not the best link in the game here. And then Rose. I have max trans links, but we're going to show them off. Not max trans, but 5/5 with 500 SP and level 10 SP. So let's just see how often he procs the status ailment as we do the map. Again, because these characters will die in one hit, he has less opportunity to proc compared to maybe in IT. So that was his double lunge. This is his third strong attack, best third strong attack in the game. Okay, so far, no procs. He doesn't need it. The thing is, there we go. If he kills characters in one hit, he's not even proccing it. Look at that. Look at that strong attack, best third strong attack. Let's wait until it wears off. There we go. Yep, we procced it again. So if you can get multiple enemies up, my gosh, he's so good. That third strong attack is an 1170 AoE distant. There it procced again. See, you're proccing pretty well. Best third strong attack in the game, better than full screen. The 2 lunges are okay because his second lunge is sick. His second lunge, even though it's a 690 lunge, it's still, which is less than like Yachiru's, its range feels really powerful. We'll watch the special play out. Anyways, he will do at max Transcendence more than that 5 of 5, or sorry, the 1 of 5 character. And when he hits the special, the spiritual pressure status ailment proc, the 50% boost, he is now out damaging just slightly a max transcended new character at base with Frenzy 2 Berserker 40. So as long as they don't have additional damage multipliers, as they often do, he will out damage them. For example, he out damages Eburn, a max transcended Eburn, when he himself is max transcended, and then he gets the spiritual pressure boost. The other reason dupes are important for these characters is because there is a math here where dupes, so like let's say extra SP, will give you more of a benefit to damage than you would expect if the enemies have high defense. So Toshiro, for example, will lose out in damage to somebody, even at max transcended. Max transcended Toshiro will lose out damage-wise to a character that has Frenzy 2, Berserker 40, and is 2 of 5. However, he will slightly have the edge, because you get like a 10 to 15% edge in hard GQ with extra SP. So the fact that you can get a higher SP number on that character will do more than just the percentage damage he's doing, because when you have a high defense enemy, you have to circumvent their high defense first. So what I know for sure is that in hard GQ, for example, a character with 250 bonus SP, so 2-star SP in the extra stat slot, is going to out damage a character that has focus 3 in the extra stat slot, even though to a 0 defense enemy, focus 3 would do more damage normally. So that's something to take into consideration. With Limit Breaker, with hard JQ, and any other new hard content we get, it could be that having that Transcendence will mean more damage than you can calculate based on like BBS Simulator. Okay, so that's the other argument for dupes. If you have these characters duped out against high defense enemies, even if they are like 20% less damage at max trans than like a 3 of 5 Bruno with Berserker 40, Frenzy 2, they might have the edge in certain contexts where defense becomes an issue. All right, I repeated myself a million times. I just had to make that point. Let's talk about the second best mind character. Now, these initial characters take a while to talk about. The rest will go breezy, I promise. Bonken. No recharge is his kind of weakness, but he circumvents it, as we'll see. He has Berserker 40, FSD 20, some of that coming from his Senkaizen link, a great link, by the way, for Guild Quest, as long as nuking remains an option in the new very hard GQ. He has no status ailments, but he does do, as you see, 16% FSD damage above Toshiro. And when you calculate how FSD stacks, this Banken is basically right at 60 Berserker. Now, he has the same first 2 lunges as Toshiro. His first one's split up just a bit, but it's essentially a 570 lunge to a 690 lunge on his SA2. His third strong attack, however, is full screen, whereas Tosh's is the 1170 in front of him. Now, what makes this character, he also has poise, by the way, incidentally, but what makes this character interesting is his transformation mechanic on his third strong attack. When he, on his special, when he hits his special, he's going to refresh all his cooldowns, and he gets a 30% mag bonus, which translates to a 25% damage bonus. So given his Berserker 60 damage at base plus the 25% extra, he is now at 5 of 5, or at 1 of 5 rather, doing about the same amount of damage as a Frenzy 2 Berserker 40 character. So if he is max transcended and he throws on that transformation mechanic, he gets 30 seconds where he's doing about the same amount of damage as a max transcended Frenzy 2 Berserker 40 character. That is some serious damage that puts him up there in the meta. Yes, he doesn't have status ailments with all the bells and whistles like increased chance or SP boost, but he is still a damage machine. So he is great. I'll look into, maybe we'll do a quick map with him. Now, while we're in the room though, I will want to talk about the Shinji, who's the third best, I think, Resurrected Mind character. He's very straightforward. He has, partially due to the link, which is 25 SAD, 10 recharge, he has 45 SAD overall with Havoc. That's basically it to his character. His kit is pretty good, so we'll showcase the kit, but as you can see, he's kind of a level down below Tosh and Banken. So we'll showcase him as the third strongest Mind character, and then we'll get to the next 3. Now, you could make an argument that Mind Aizen is above that Shinji, the 1000-Year Blood War Aizen. So I may put them interchangeably, or I'll note, because they both have different strengths. Like Mind Aizen does almost as much damage as that Shinji, but he has Weaken and he has a charged third set, a strong attack. So I don't know, it's kind of close. Oh no, this is gonna be the same problem. Guys, I'm sorry. This time I'm gonna save the loadout because I have these characters in teams. Actually, I'm about to use Jushiro. I'll put him there for now because that Jushiro is 5/5. Oh, this guy has no, you know what? He has no, there, I'll put Chads on him. He has no links. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let's jump in with Banken. No link slots, guys, but he's so powerful it doesn't matter. He'll kill everybody anyways. In meantime, we'll show off Shinji. Look at this Banken. So there's his first strong attack. It's basically a 570 lunge. He's got a cool NAD string. I forgot to show Tosh's. Tosh's is really cool. They both have long reach, but like you're not using them for their NAD. There's first strong attack again. Now let's show the 690. Oh, it's awesome. And then he just has standard full screen there. He's cleaving multiple waves without link slots, guys. Obviously, I have the best accessories in the game, but so powerful. It feels powerful is what I meant to say. Let's see if I can get 2 waves again with this. Yep, 2 waves, easy. It is IZ, obviously, but this guy, certainly if you have dupes into him, even without status ailments, I think, could do well. Could clear single-player IT pretty handily. If he has killer, obviously, much more so. But even without killer, I love that second strong attack. All right, now let's use this transformation. See, he gets his strong attacks right away. Now he's doing even more damage on his strong attacks. Now he's hitting like a character with Frenzy 2 Berserker 40. Just a tad less, but basically the same. I mean, come on, look at the art. Okay, so now we're going to finish this one up. So this would get us to the boss room. But now I want to showcase Shinji quick. I don't have anything on him. Come on, how cool. I'm sorry. All right, so we'll go on to Shinji quick. Shinji, his whole thing is the kit. He also has long reach. All these characters have long reach. A completely wasted skill by today's meta, but we used to use some NAD strings back in the day. Shinji has a lunge first strong attack, 570 lunge, not bad. He has a full screen third, okay, but what sets him apart, that beam. That is a 3000 link beam with 1080 width, which means it's even better width than like 6 anti-Eisens for a strong attack or these super beams we get nowadays. So there's really no comparing that Shinji in terms of his second strong attack. He's great, and that's what makes him the second best character, I think, over even Mind Eisen, which has who has the charge third and weakening. All right, so those are the top 3 Mind characters or resurrected characters, with 2 of them, the Toshiro and the Banken, arguably scaling with today's meta. And the reason they accomplished that, again, it's because of Tosh's 50% boost that he gets, and for Banken, it's because we just haven't gotten a lot of transformation mechanic characters, and he has a transformation mechanic. So, just kind of by default, he is kind of an unusual character that has held up as a resurrected character. I mean, that is a character you could bring in. If I was doing IT and I saw somebody come in with like a well-built Banken, even though he doesn't have status ailments, I think I'd be fine letting you into the room because he is powerful enough to push his way through. As long as you use your SB on like the first boss, you're welcome to join. Okay, now we got another 3 characters. These, I will argue, are the next 3, with the first best being either the Mind Eisen or Kugo, and then there's a drop down to get to Baragon. Mind Eisen's easy. He's been showcased a lot recently. You know his kit. He has some interesting intangibles like Last Ditch and Start Barrier, but really he's a Frenzy 1, Berserker 20 plus 16 SAD on his link, full stam FSD on his link, which is about Berserker 40. Okay, it's just a little bit less than Berserker 40 in terms of damage. Aside from that, he's weakened on every kit. He's a range killer, and he also has a wrong card killer. Or no, he's hollow. My goodness. Range hollow killer. And honestly, we don't have a lot of range hollow killers. Like, we just got the Ninny, but he may have been, before that Ninny, the best mind range hollow killer. I think. I genuinely think so. If there's another one I'm missing, please let me know. But, and if you don't have Ninny, or you only have Ninny 1 of 5, I don't know, this character's going to do fine for you at max Transcendence. Obviously, the gauge, he's going to hit so much harder than he can ever hit. But what makes this character interesting, like I said, even though he has range collision on his first and second, well, his second is a crawling vortex, so it's not technically range collision, but it basically acts like it. He's got that charge third, and he's got an AoE distant charge third, which means even if he doesn't charge it up, it's already a good attack. So that's good. He has good damage, status ailment. Yes, the kit isn't perfect, but as a resurrectable character, if you can get that character with a couple dupes, he works in today's meta okay. I mean, he scales to some mid-month characters that are coming out nowadays, because we do get quite a few mid-month characters that only have Berserker 40 without any additional bells and whistles. Now, they typically have link slots as well, but the point is he can clear a lot of the content outside, obviously, of maybe Guild Quest and Limit Breaker. Okay, so now we got Kugo, Ginjo. This is, if we were going to rank best resurrections, this is the best resurrection in the sense of upgrades, because he got Frenzy. He also got Havoc, and he is a beast, guys. He only has Berserker 20 with Strong Attack 10, so that's not amazing. He has the low stam boost, which, you're not going to use most likely. Long reach, all these characters getting long reach. No status ailments. So how in the world can this character be competing with Eisen as one of the best resurrected characters? Well, we're gonna see when I bring into the room, and then we're also gonna bring this Baragon into the lobby. This Baragon has status ailments, so that helps him. He has weaken on everything. He only has a Berserker 20 though, so he's doing the same base damage as Kugo. It's just his kit is worse than Kugo. So even though he has weaken, his first attack is just a standard 475 lunge. His second strong attack is a beam, not bad. That's why he's one of the best resurrections still. And his third strong attack is arguably the best third strong attack in the game. It's the reason I need to bring him in to show it to you. It is an 1125, I think, in front of him. It has some crazy, if he had gotten Havoc, it would have been the best. Without Havoc, it's the best strong attack. Obviously, an 1170 is going to be better, but an 1170 benefits from that Havoc. That's all he has. He got Last Ditch as his trait there, and he's a ranged Soul Reaper killer. All right, let's jump into a map. I think the one I'm going to gear up is the Kugo Ginjo, because he's the most unique. I think Eisen. A lot of creators showcased that Mind Eisen when he got resurrected. So I'm going to focus on this Ginjo instead. What is he? He's a human, I think. It doesn't matter which one of these I take. We're going to have to gear him up super fast, guys. I apologize. Do I have the... Oh, man. I may not have the 50% SP item for humans. Oh, well. Daddy's Great Whistle, I guess. There's not a lot of mind humans. There we go. I was like, do I use? I have all. I think I have everything with 30% SP, so it doesn't matter what his attribute is. All right, now that we got Tosh out of there, maybe I can take this and Shinji out of there. There we go. Okay, let's bring them into a room. Let's showcase these next 3 characters, all still good resurrections. The last 3 are a bit wonky, but we're going to do a top 10 at the very least. I know it's a long video. I apologize for that. All right, let's bring it in. So what makes this guy just stand above a lot of other resurrections, and he was an old resurrection, it's his kit. It's the most interesting kit in the game. First of all, he looks sweet. He has long reach. You'll never get to use it. His first strong attack is a cone-shaped attack. 8 or some radius, I can't remember, but it works out to getting incredibly wide. It's the widest attack. It's incredibly narrow at the origin, but at the end, it gets to almost full screen or beyond in width. So it can, if you play with this character and learn how to map it, it becomes the best first strong attack in the game. His second strong attack is an AoE 810. So it's basically like an 800 AoE, so like a one that would normally not have Havoc, just a little bit better. And then his third strong attack is one of the best lunges in the game. So let's see him play it out. There it is, that cone. So you actually have to back up a bit to get the right hit. Like, watch. Here, I'll probably kill everybody. Look at that. It got everybody. That cone is insane. Let's see if I can do it from here. No, okay, so if you point it that direction, it's not going to work. You do have to point it at them. Okay, there's where guard break like maybe prevented a kill, but here's that lunge. Boom. 960 lunge, guys. 960 lunge. So he killed everybody there. 810 AoE distant, not bad. We'll get him with the cone again. Boom. Best lunge in the game. Oops. I needed to get that health. Oh no, I wanted to back up so I could get them. See, he has really bad range initially. You really have to practice using this cone. So from there, he has great range. It's only straight up in front of him. He doesn't have great range. That lunge is insane. Okay, let me back up, see if I can hit him from here. Yeah, so it has the same, basically the same length as like a 3000 length beam. It's like the trade-off being that at the origin it's skinny and at the end it's huge. Yeah, it's literally just a cone. All right, after this I'll showcase Aizen and that Bargon. Oh my gosh, look at that lunge. It's got that back range, side range. That's the only thing. I've showcased it a couple times now, but if you don't line up that cone just right, it will kind of screw you. And keep in mind, this guy has links, but he is level 0 or level 1 SP. Okay, let's check out Aizen quick. Start barrier coming in, so that might help in some content. First strong attack is that range collision 40 mag, which isn't terrible. Second is the crawling vortex. You know, this used to be a bad kit, but with Havoc and his extra damage, it's not terrible, as many content creators have mentioned. That is an 840 AoE distant uncharged. Oh boy, we're gonna have to wait a bit for it to charge. But yeah, he's got great visuals, just like most of the 1000 Year Blood War characters. That 40 mag first, yes, it pushes him back, but now that it has extra width, it's not terrible. We're going to look at another character after, Cacao Society Ichigo, White Ichigo, where it hinders him much more. Now we'll do one charge. You can obviously, if you know the gimmick, you can charge him twice. Boom, there we go. That becomes like 10-something thousand beyond full screen AoE distant. Now we got Bargon. Bargon's got a lunge, first strong attack. He's got a beam, second strong attack, and then this attack. Oh my gosh. So that one has no back range, unlike the 1170, but it's all in front of him, and it does even more AoE distant in front of him. So it's kind of like Kugo's cone. You just need to practice using that just a tad, because we're so used to attacks with back range or beam attacks, straight beam attacks, that we have to practice using their atypical attacks. Okay, let's get into the end here. I'll show his special, because Kugo always has cool specials, even with this character, which is super old at this point. Come on. You kidding me? Why did they make his specials so cool? Oh, he may die. Nope. Super lunge, got him. What a cool finish. So really cool group of characters there, I gotta say, especially the Ginjo and Aizen. But if you have that Bargon 5-5, he's still doing work for you. Yes, he only has a 20 Berserker, but his kit is still respectable even without the Havoc, because his third strong attack is basically a Havoc type skill, or attack. All right, let's look at the next group. Now we're gonna start getting into some slightly wonkier characters, and ones that I actually really love, quite cherish. It's these three. Make sure I'm not missing anything. This Tsukishima is playable. That Rukia is okay. She only has Berserker 20, but she can be fine. This Chodoro, by the way, very underestimated character. We're not showcasing him here, but he's actually pretty sweet. He has Havoc with, not the best kit, but he does have a charge third, and his first two are okay. They're serviceable despite his age. He doesn't have any extra damage, unfortunately. Or no, he does. He has 20% SAD, but he doesn't have any recharge. So he has 20% SAD with Havoc and Frenzy 1, but, he is very good for his time. I'll put it that way. Yeah, I don't think I missed anyone. I think this is it. This Kisuke, we're going to talk about a bit. I almost want to throw the Kisuke in. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw this Kisuke in for the Nell, and the reason for that is because Nell and the Soifone are very similar. I'll start by showcasing Nell. They have the same kit, essentially. So this Nell has 16% SAD built into her trait, so 12 recharge, 16 SAD, always a good link. That means she has 36% Berserker, but unlike characters that have FSD 16, she is not near 40% Berserker, right? She is at 36% Berserker. She doesn't get the favorable multiplier. She has burn on every attack, and that's basically it, except for weakened defense. So she does have some added utility. Her bomb hits a bit harder. Nice to have built-in weakened defense. Now, her strong attack kit is the same as Soifone. She has a 120% mag first strong attack, a 60 vacuum to 8% attack on her second, and then a full screen third. The thing is, and she doesn't have Havoc, but the thing is, her first strong attack, the 120 mag range collision, is very rare. We haven't seen it much outside of some of these earlier characters. It is actually an okay strong attack, and it has a lot of width. So despite its problems, so to speak, it's fine. It can actually do the job. Then you have the first strong attack, which can similarly do the job, because it's pretty girthy. So 36% Berserker with an okay kit. This Soifone is the same kit, but she has the extra flash steps of being a Soifone. She also has extra damage because she has 25 SAD with 10 recharge, so she has 45 SAD, and she gets extra damage to poisoned enemies. So I prefer this Soifone. I think she has a slight bit of an edge. She doesn't have weakened defense, but she does a little bit more damage. She has extra damage potential with poison enemies, and she's a Soifone. She's got tons of flash steps. So give her long stride, and she's going to clear PvE content so much faster. Now, I threw in this Kisuke, even though he's not technically one of the better characters, because I noticed on Araniero's tier list, he's like the bottom of D tier. And I think that's nonsense. This is not a bottom D tier character. Yes, he has Recover 25 with 10% recharge. Honestly, that could see some value, especially if you're trying to clear with like a boost NAD character and you're just trying to survive. But for him, it doesn't help too much. He only has 20 Berserker, but he did get a Berserker, and he has recharge now, which is important because he's a boost character. His first strong attack is a lunge, and what kills him is that his boost is just the old boost, which is like a 525 AoE, and his third strong attack is a 900 AoE. So, okay, it's not full screen, but there's no way this character belongs in D tier as far as I'm concerned. He's so much more playable than all the other low tier characters. He's either in D or C, but whatever he was on that tier list, he's too low. I also think this White Ichigo is too low on Araniero's tier list. This White Ichigo, Ranger Rancor Killer in mind, is a powerhouse, a little bit like Banken. First of all, he's a better Senkaizen Link. He has 25% SAD with 16% full stam, which means he has 45 SAD with 16 full stam. He basically has Berserker like 64%. So he's hitting harder at base than Banken is, but he doesn't have a transformation mechanic. So he doesn't make up for Banken's lack of recharge the way Banken can with transformation, and he also doesn't have the extra damage potential Banken has, and he doesn't have Havoc. Okay, so he loses quite a bit to Banken. But as I mentioned, Banken is a near meta character, right? What I'd call near meta. So, this guy's not bad. He has a charge third, which is nice. That helps make up for it damage-wise. I mean, his damage is beyond questioning. I'll put it that way. He's got sweet damage. Weaken resistance, he does have a little bit of an intangible there, but the weakening plus 61% damage, which is more like I said, 63, 64 if you converted it to pure Berserker. This guy can hit. His only downside, as we'll see, is his kit. Let's throw him in. Let's bring him in. I think I'm going to showcase the White Ichigo over the other two. All right, it's getting long. The video's getting long, so we're going to cut it after this, guys. I'm so sorry for these long videos. These tier list videos are going to be the longest of my videos because I'm showcasing so many characters. All right, White Ichigo gets that. He doesn't have any status helmets, or sorry, doesn't. I will give him, when I have enough pots, I will max this guy out. I might give him T15, maybe not T20, but he's so much fun to play with. And then, like I said, while we're in there, we'll showcase Soifone. The true third character that should be here is the Mind Nell, but I just had to showcase Kisuke because he gets so hated on and he's actually pretty sweet. Okay, let's get in. So his first attack, it's the 40. See how he missed? That's because without Havoc. It's the 40% shave attack. See if I can line it up here. Nope, because he has no Havoc, it barely goes anywhere. Oh, no. No, I already lost his full stem. He may not need it. Well, he's all full stem. Of course he needs it, but he's so powerful that even without it, he'll clear IT or IZ. All right, then he's got his charge third. Okay. Wow, he's all set. By the way, he's all full stem right now because of his link, so I need to get this heal. Okay, there we go. No, it may not be enough. It's not enough. There's no hope. He's still strong enough to clear, though. And look, his kit's not bad. Look, this guy's got none of the damage. He's missing like 80% damage right now, and he's still clearing. And that, well, forget it. Doesn't matter. He's not full stem. So there, I missed it. This is not showcasing him well. Let me get some, see if I can get his charge attack going. I realistically should just reach set him, but here, we'll use this as showcase room. So this is what he gets. See, oh, I was hoping I'd miss him. It's not a lot of range on that thing, but he's not terrible for ER. Even though he has range collision attack, so he's going to lose some damage. At least he has the 40% range collision for strong attack. So just, and note, he has no link slots. That means right now he's missing 86% damage without being at full stem. All right, let's showcase the other characters briefly. So the Suction Vortex, good attack, 40% not so great. Charge attack, no range unless it's charged up, but if it is, it's got pretty good range. Let's look at Soifone next. So Soifone is also going to be one of the top 10 Resurrected Mind characters, as I mentioned. Third screen, full strong attack. Pretty cool. Full screen, I meant to say, third strong attack. Then she's got, this is the 120 mag. Ready? See how wide that is? It's very wide, and it doesn't have the multi-hits that like an 18 mag does, meaning it dishes out a lot of damage per hit. So that's a pretty good attack. And then she has the Vacuum, Vortex, and then all the flash steps because she's a Soifone. And this character is actually really sweet. Now we got Kisuke to finish it off. Look at how cool this Kisuke is. Look at the way he attacks. Da-da, da-da, da-da. He's like a fencer. It's just so cool. I know that's probably blinding me a bit about this character's potential, but he ain't bad. He ain't bad. He got the 20 Berserker with a boost. He's got a nice lunge on his first strong attack. Then he's got the boost. Sweet boost, by the way. Is that a 900 AoE boost? Like, if it is, he is definitely underestimated. Like Soifone has, the Power Halloween Soifone. Then he's got a 900 on his third. But you know what? I've decided 900 AoEs aren't that bad. They're 10% about lower than a 1000 full screen, and many times you're not using the full screen to its fullest, so 900 ain't that bad. Let's see. So, I mean, come on, he's still clearing fine. He's losing 80% of damage. He has no link slots, and yet, I mean, yes, he has level 10 SP, but right before they could come at me. So his big problem is the lack of Havoc. Now he can still clear pretty fast. I've actually cleared IT with this guy. I'm just kind of goofing around with him, but I've cleared IT without killer on him pretty easily. So at max trans, if I can put this guy with some link slots, he'll be just fine for IT. All right, now he's got the coolest soul bomb, so we're gonna use it. But remember, this guy's hitting like a tank. This guy's doing near meta damage. Okay, if you take in the charge third strong attack, I had to shut up so you could listen to the when he uses his voice in that thing. That's just great. The voice actor. All right, so that is that round of characters. Remember, Kisuke should not be in it. It should be the Nell. I just threw him in. So this is what it should look like. And honestly, for clearing content, I think the Soy Phone and the Nell are going to be a bit better. They have recharge. They have a little bit better range on their attacks. Even though they all have the same second strong attack, it's that first strong attack that both the Nell and Soy Phone have that I think give them a bit of an edge. But I still love Cacao Society Ichigo. I still think he's criminally underrated. Obviously, he's a lot of value on your account just as a link, but he's also pretty strong. Okay, now we're going to talk about the bottom, the end of this tier, which would include things like that Kisuke, but I already showcased him. This Ook, guys, is not terrible. He has a charge third. Again, I think charge thirds are only getting better in the meta recently. He also has 36% SAD. That's based on his link. And his 20% built-in Berserker. He does have Havoc. The only thing is he has a 40% mag first. He has a Crawling Vortex second. So he has a strong attack kit very similar to the 1000 Year Blood War Aizen. Of course, he doesn't have Weaken on his strong attacks like that Aizen does. And the other thing is somehow his first strong attack just doesn't do the same amount of damage. I don't know why. Or not the same amount of damage. It pushes back even more. It's less consistent than Aizen's. But like Aizen, he is a charge third. So this guy, that Ukiura, is not bad. He deserves to be mentioned, especially with a 36% SAD and a charge third. Again, charge thirds are, for me, making a huge comeback and in the meta for sure. This Halibel is actually not that bad either. And then this Jushiro, nobody likes, but I'm putting him up here. So this is the next tier. Kukaku, damage-wise, she's also, you know, a Senkaizen. But she has a Plant Vortex, so for me, that's it. I draw the line at Plant Vortex. This Tense has a Crawling Vortex, and his 40% mag first strong attack is a little bit like that Ukiura's. He may be better, though. 20% NAD with a 16%. He is probably interchangeable with the Ukiura. He does have Lacerate, where the Ukiura doesn't have anything. I just think Ukiura is less talked about than him. Tense is okay. He shouldn't be, like, super low. They both suffer from the same first strong attack. So I think bringing Ukiura in is enough. I just want to show off his third strong attack because it's really cool. This Tsukishima is not as bad as people might think. He has recharge in addition to damage taken. So he actually did get recharge. He is not built up. Let me build him up super quick. The other thing about him is 20% Berserker with all melee collision attacks. So, and he has confusion on everything, which isn't amazing. However, you can give him 40% extra damage to confused enemies. He's got a full screen third. So this Tsukishima is an okay resurrection. He's definitely not D tier like some people might think. I might even put him above the Halibel. What does Halibel have again? Halibel does have... Oh, she doesn't have Berserker. You know what? As cool as that Halibel is because she has a beam, her lack of Berserker is a little too much. So I will put Suk in there. And then Jushiro. So Jushiro is the one we'll run it first. I don't know if it's worth going this deep in the Resurrection tier list. We're getting to characters that are just barely usable. But I do want to talk about this Jushiro because of one of his strong attacks, which I think may make a comeback, guys. It's my prediction, my big, bold prediction. So let's put this Jushiro in. I'll show you the other guys just to finish off the top 10 mind characters. Oh, you know what? He doesn't have any links. So let's do this. Actually, screw it. I'll just keep it like that, even though he doesn't have any link slots. All right, let's jump into a room. Now, yeah, the question, do you even go through these characters? But if you have some of these characters maxed or incented, like the Jushiro, again, he has some niche use. We're going to show you as we get in. All right. I probably maybe should have put Tensa above the Ukiura. I still haven't made up my mind. The charge third, I think, makes the difference. We're going to bring the Ukiura in. Okay, so Jushiro, he's got a standard lunge. Again, now we're away from Havoc. He has Havoc, but Jushiro does not. Okay, Jushiro's got a standard lunge, a 900 AoE second, third strong attack, so that holds him back. The other thing that holds him back is this attack. That is the 160 mag explosion around him. It is a boss killer move, but that's about it. I actually think it's kind of sweet though, and that's why we're going to do it in the tier list. It helps because what he has for damage, he only has a 16% Berserker built in with his 14% recharge. but he has 40%, 20% to frozen, 20% to paralyzed extra enemies when he freezes you. And the thing this guy has that's cool is a pretty good likelihood to freeze, at which point his second strong attack becomes pretty good. If he can keep somebody in place, he can kill with that second strong attack. The second strong attack does a lot of damage to a stationary target, but not a lot if it doesn't kill. See how it didn't move that guy at all? If you can get right up and close to that person, though, he can do boss killer damage. Let's see if I can get close here. Kill them all. Let's get a beefy guy. Okay, now we need to wait for it to recharge. So you notice how it didn't kill before. Anybody it pushes back, it doesn't really kill. That's his downside. But if you can freeze an enemy, he actually had a little bit of usability in the first hard mode GQ, because as long as you could freeze or paralyze the boss, then his second strong attack rather did some serious damage. So he is just niche, and I think this vacuum explosion, once we get characters that have increased status ailment chance and the vacuum explosion, it could be an interesting strong attack, guys, for both Guild Quest and potentially Limit Breaker, although I don't know if Limit Breaker, it'll ever be better than doing DOT and having the 960 to 630 homing vortex. Oh, I forgot to showcase the other characters. Oh gosh. Well, we'll showcase his strong attack. We'll end it there. The other characters, the only one that would have been really notable is that Ulquiorra, who has a charge AoE distant third strong attack. That is somewhat interesting. So again, charge strong attack with 36% Berserker is somewhat interesting, again, because it doubles his damage, gives him a little bit of an edge. And then the Tsukishima has pretty cool visuals, but he just has a standard lunge forward, a 600 AoE distant second strong attack, which is even worse than some of the stuff we see recently. It's what 750 AoE distant is, just without Havoc, essentially. And then he has a full screen third. So these guys are really the bottom of the tier list. That's why I hesitated to put them in at all. Now, before we end the video, this overlong video, I do just want to wrap up talking about the NAD characters in this list. Especially the Shunsui, who I think has some niche potential. So let's look at these guys really quick. Sajin is okay. He does have Flurry with some extra bruiser, but I think these are the characters worth talking about. So fourth Annie Ichigo, because of his temporary invincibility, is not a bad option for PvP nowadays. He's on my PvP team. He also has 50% bruiser, which is pretty high with Flurry 1, mind you. It's the same as getting Flurry 2, right? Because he doesn't have a status ailment, it's a special. It's basically like having Flurry 2. He has low stam 24 in addition to Last Ditch, which is pretty cool. So he does do extra damage when he's lower, and he has an extra revive, although people can cancel that out in PvP. He has decreased damage taken against captains, so you can only place him against captains, but at that point he's pretty good, and he has prevent brave battle healing in addition to his invincibility. So he is a good PvP character, and he's okay in PvE. He has a full lunge kit, has really fast activation times. You can break guard, you can have fun with him. Shuhei is very interesting to me because he has a range flurry with captain and hollow. So 2 killers, one being range captain. I actually used this guy in Guild Quest for a while. And he has 40% NAD in addition to Flurry 1. He also has weakened defense in case you're using him in like epic raids, but he's never going to be a bonus. So this Shuhei is pretty sweet. And then finally, we have the man of the hour, just got resurrected, this Shunsui. Now, he has 20 NAD with 16 full stam. He did not get Flurry, however, but what he got, I think, is even better. So he has 70% increased NAD in addition to 16% SAD. That gets him up to like 86%. Then, instead of getting Flurry, he got 50% increased damage to enemies with not afflicted by a status ailment, which means he has okay damage on his strong attacks. He basically has an 80% berserker. In fact, this 50% stacks favorably, meaning 50% NAD plus 50% increased damage is going to be slightly better than Flurry 1. And he has, 70 NAD, 86 when you take into account FSD, plus the 50%, so he's going to do good damage. He is the perfect hybrid character in my opinion. And then the reason I like him hybrid is because he has 40% devastation, 16% FSD with weakened defense and 50% extra damage to enemies not afflicted by a status ailment. So he can nuke kind of Like, this character is so interesting. I may actually just build him up and he'll be the last person we show off. I mean, this character can do it. I may actually give him... He already has level 5 attack, never mind. So what we're going to do is build him up with a NAD accessory group, but stuff that doesn't nix his strong attack potential. And then for character links, I'm going to throw on full stam links. This character, guys, don't sleep on this character. He's fun. He's not going to be a meta level character, but a lot of fun as far as I'm concerned. There's not many characters you can build hybrid in this game, and suddenly they gave us one. He also is a PvE killer. I mean, he is just fine. He's going to be, in my opinion, your best bet to auto Chronicle Quest, the Part 3 Chronicle Quest. So he's got a lunge for a strong attack. Look at that. He's killing with his lunge just fine. He's got another lunge on his second strong attack. And then he's got a vacuum explosion third strong attack. Now, if you built this guy up like level 10, oh no, well, I ruined it. That's the only problem. I'm not going to speak during my playthrough here because otherwise it seems I can't multitask. This is it though. The video is so long, guys. I'm sorry. But let me just breeze through here. I'll show you the visuals on the other characters and then let's end it. If he had link slots, he would kill those characters with his I know it's just IZ, but he's not built up. If he was built up, I think he would just cleave this, even with just his strong attacks. He doesn't even have Frenzy, but he does have Berserker 80, which is, you know, he's getting much more damage. Modern NAD characters, like, rarely get Berserker anymore, and they certainly don't get Devastation. So, okay, let's show off the other characters quick. Shuhei's got sweet visuals. That's his NAD string, best NAD string in the game. Then he's got a Beam, a Crawling Vortex, and then the same Suction Vortex that Shuhei has. So good character. And then fourth Annie. Amazing visuals by any standard. Look at those lunges. Look at this. Oh my gosh, so cool. All right, let's finish off the map. These are the best NAD character resurrections. And you know, he can break guards so well with his kit. He has the best like guard breaking kit in my opinion. His damage on his NAD hits is about Berserker or Flurry 1 and then like a 30% Bruiser, which is okay. It's made better by the fact that he can hybrid with that build. Oh, well now he's lost it, but it doesn't matter. We've almost finished the room. See how much damage he loses when he's not at full stam? Okay. So without full stam, I don't know if he can nuke this boss, but let's throw in the special anyways. Really cool. Alright, now I'm going to throw one more special on Ichigo. This is the best special, one of the best specials in the game. And this is a great way to end the video. The Mind tier list. Badoom. Not going to kill him entirely, but one hit, even though he has no accessories. He is 5 of 5 with level 10 attack, 500 extra attack. That's it, guys. That is the Mind tier list for resurrected characters. Super, super duper long video. Maybe I'll put timestamps for each of the characters in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll do giveaways and stuff to try to make up for the time I've taken from those of you who watch these videos. Let me just add, here it is, the tier list I made before. We got Tosh number 1, Banken. The only thing I'm going to switch is I think I'm going to put that Aizen up there like that. He is, like I said, in between with that Mind Shinji. And then, you know, I had to put Cacao Society Ichigo there, but realistically, it's probably this. That's probably how it is. And then these, we didn't even showcase all these characters. And then, of course, I got rid of the NAD characters on this list. And rather than go find them, you can just use your imagination. That's it. That is the first part of the tier list. And let's see how it changes as we look at more attributes. Thanks so much for watching.